Hey, welcome back to Open. The DreamYard Project is an arts and social justice organization dedicated to working with Bronx youth, families, schools, and communities, everybody. And the idea is they build pathways toward equity and opportunity. As one of the largest arts learning providers in the Bronx, DreamYard impacts the social and intellectual growth of thousands of people through safe and creatively challenging programs. Joining us to tell more about the DreamYard Project is the director of the Entrepreneurship and Gaming programs. It's Rudy Blanco. Nice to have you with us.
Nice to have you. Thank you. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Listen, I told you as you sat down, and you can tell the people it's true. I think it's brilliant. The whole gaming thing is brilliant, and we'll talk about that. Just a little back up and talk about DreamYard in general. You guys are doing wonderful work. Tell us all about it.
So we've been around for 25 years. We've been working with over 50 schools, with over 70 teaching artists across all of these schools. We teach arts-based programming with social justice lens. And this year we're opening up our very first gaming entrepreneurship space for our young people in our community to really explore pathways in those areas.
One of the things that is exciting to me about it is, you know, you have an arts organization, you deal with social justice issues, you're trying to teach people about their community, but you're responding to what's out there.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think the gaming thing is so brilliant, because if we want to reach young people, we got to keep moving because they're young and they're developing.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about the germ of the notion that created the gaming program.
Absolutely. Well, it started about 5 years ago. We were partnering with this org called the New York Video Game Critics Circle, run by this gentleman, Harold Goldberg. It's essentially a group of about 40 writers. They're writers across various publications, and they wanted to work with us around developing a journalism and gaming program. First of all, I didn't think journalism and gaming went together, but then when you really think about it, there's a lot of reviews, a lot of content created around the state of the industry and the state of where these companies are going, and since then they've awarded over $15,000 worth of scholarships to young people that are writing stories and reviewing games that are coming out, looking at social impact across various games. And it was since then we were like, whoa, there's so much more. And we started doing research. We found that the industry itself is just as big as the movie industry as far as careers and pathways are concerned. So we wanted a piece of that. We want our young people to really participate.
One of the things that you learn as you get older, it's not your world anymore. It's the young people's world. And if that's what they are interested in, then that's where you got to go.
Absolutely, and I think it's also about narrative, right? Like when you look at a lot of the video games that are around today, like we don't see people like ourselves there, right? Like Black, Brown, and Latino kids, like they don't see themselves in these stories, not all of the time, not majority of the time. When you play video games, you're usually picking characters that look like you, that have stories like yours, and that doesn't exist, and we want to change that.
You know, I'm wondering about the whole social justice component. I wonder if in the creation of games and teaching young people, you can incorporate that so that maybe there's not as many war games or not as many violent games, but there may be more fun games. I'm just guessing. Is that something that applies?
It's people who play games that are violent in nature. You could argue that they think it's a lot of fun.
That's their way out.
That's their way out. And
yeah,
the truth is, what it really comes down to, I really think, is that the industry itself is poised to bring in about $200 billion by 2022. Wow. It is right now the amount of viewers worldwide. We're looking at 430 million viewers. There are more people that watch video games being played online than there are actual gamers and actual players, which was very, very interesting. While we were doing research, we were realizing there's a lot of creative career pathways that exist. So from social media management to actual professional gaming to, let's say, broadcasting to journalism to graphic design. I mean, you name it, it exists. And what we're trying to do is really diversify that industry, because right now when you look at a snapshot of the industry, it's mostly men, it's mostly white, and right now the Black, Brown, Latino, girl, queer gamer, like that narrative is not being told. So we want to create a safe space for not just young people and community members to come and play and explore the industry, but also to really start seeing themselves in there and through extension, like diversify the industry by offering training and then eventually, hopefully, jobs.
I was going to say, it's that four-letter word, jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what it's about. So you say, well, wait a minute, I love this. I love to play, I'm a gamer. I love to play games. I try to invent them. I've learned a little bit of technology in school or whatever it is. And now you say, but this is for real. It's not
Yeah.
for somebody else. It's for you, and you can have that opportunity.
Absolutely. Like, for example, this next spring, starting in February, when BXStart actually officially launches, one of our programs is going to be Gaming and Journalism as an after-school program for young people, where they get to meet industry professionals, from reporters to pro gamers to actually VP of marketing executives of high,
Wow.
like really big companies. But we're also going to be doing media broadcasting. What does it look like to have young people running the broadcasts for some of these gamers that are coming out of the Bronx? Like there was a story of a young man, 15 years old, won $3 million playing Fortnite. And, you hear these stories and you look at them and you rarely ever see young people like ours from our community kind of experiencing that. And we want to be able to get a hold of that.
I'm going to give you an example of somebody that I met at Lehman College, as a matter of fact, a Lehman student, and he created a game, and he showed it to me on his phone, and he's got like 4 million people worldwide who are on it, and of course he's making considerable money over
Absolutely.
that. That opportunity exists for him and could exist for
Absolutely, and the idea is that as more people start realizing, as parents specifically, and more adults start realizing that gaming is something that is real, and it's something our young people are doing, like there are positive things that we can do with this. So I'm sorry, guys. So one of the things that I just wanted to share is that, so let's say this young man that created this game, right? A lot of times you have young people who create these things and have nowhere to go next, right?
So don't know how to do it, how to
we're
market.
creating this hub to
So do you run,
explore that.
we're almost out of time, do you run classes or?
We will be running classes, workshops for gamers, game designers, entrepreneurs that really help and explore how they further along their career pathway in those particular areas.
Well, I just think it's great. I think it's forward-thinking. DreamYard has always been dreaming and always been dreaming forward. And Rudy, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
joining us,
having me,
because
Gary.
what you guys are doing there, not only with the gaming thing, with everything you do, is just top-notch and really at the core of what the Bronx is about.
Thank you, Gary.
Folks, for more information on the DreamYard projects, programs, and their upcoming events, visit their website at dreamyard.com or follow them at social media at dream_yard. Don't go anywhere right now, because we will be back with Open More right after this.